Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm Seamus.
And welcome to InstructThis, a web series promoting awesome DIY projects from Instructables.com.
We're going to show you some of the most useful, interesting and playful ideas on the website to help you improve your everyday life.
All links to the project can be found in the description below. The first project of the show comes from Dezine, who creates a simple yet elegant modern wine rack using PVC as its main component. The materials needed for this project are very common and easy to work with. Firstly, you'll need two lengths of piping, one with a 110mm diameter and the other with a 50mm diameter. Then you will need some strong glue, Rust-Oleum paint, 400 grit sandpaper and a handsaw. The production is easy too. Just cut the pipes to the desired length, sand, apply paint and then glue together. Dezine's wine rack has a few potential applications and uses. An extended version of the rack would look very quirky and modern behind a bar and offer a cheap and affordable option for restaurant or bar owners wishing to update or create a funky look. Furthermore, these pipes could also be used to store bits and pieces in your office or workshop. Check out Dezine's profile to see even more clever projects.
Pipe 42 teaches us how to make a protective denim sleeve for your laptop. Pipe 42 created this Instructable to ensure that her laptop has a layer of padding while in her backpack. To create the sleeve, you will need old denim jeans, an old fleece blanket, some cotton lining and thread. Of course, you will also require basic sewing machine skills and a sewing machine. However, if patience is your virtue, it is possible to complete the project with just a thread and needle. The build doesn't take a long time. Just cut out the required pieces of fabric to the dimensions of your laptop and then sew them together. The result is a customized and recycled laptop case. Of course, this design can be adapted to be a protective sleeve for your tablet or phone. The benefit of this design is that practically any material can be used to suit your style or preference. Visit Pipe 42's profile to see even more awesome creations.
Sladek upcycles old pallets into rustic-styled plant holders. The Instructable primarily uses worn and broken down pallet wood to create a unique look at your home, cafe or office. The advantages of this Instructable is that old pallets are readily available on the side of the road or at your local hardware store, often for free. You will only need one or two pallets, a hammer, some nails, a saw and some elbow grease in order to break down the pallets. The basic method of construction is to first break and cut the pallet pieces to size, create a frame, and then nail the cut to size pieces to the frame. To seal in the current weathered look of the wood, a clear coat would protect the wood from further rot and discoloration. If you aren't into the rustic style of look but the pallet design appeals to you, you can always paint it. Visit Sladek's profile to see even more ingenious and resourceful projects.
This next Instructable is the bomb. From BlanTheGenius comes a cartoon style bomb, complete with illuminating fuse, all made from a polystyrene sheet. This Instructable requires less than 10 key materials, as well as some specific tools, such as scissors, a soldering iron, and a hot wire cutting machine. The basic process involves cutting the polystyrene sheets down to size, shaping the sheets with the hot wire cutter, making an indent for the fuse area, then gluing the pieces together, and applying a coat of black paint. Top off the project with an LED for the fuse, and you're done. The bomb will be a great feature as part of a costume or a Looney Tunes themed event. Go to BlanTheGenius' page to check out some more tutorials, including one on his pyrography. Pretty awesome.
The last projects of the show come from user DIY Hacks and How-Tos, who teaches us how to create a laser trip wire alarm. To create the alarm you will need a few basic and inexpensive parts, which can be purchased from your local electronics store or from eBay. To name a few, you will need a laser, batteries, a speaker and a photoresistor. The Instructable goes into a lot of depth into how to wire up the alarm and position the laser. There's a video tutorial in the links below which demonstrates how it works in more detail. This is a simple alarm system, however, with a few modifications and hard work it could become a very effective alarm system. DIY Hacks and How-Tos has over 80 awesome Instructables complete with video tutorials, so check them out in the description below.
So next time you need to fix something,
build something,
or improve something,
head over to Instructables.com.
And don't forget to subscribe to us and like this video to see more ways to reuse,
redesign,
and recycle stuff from everyday life.